Shade Night Show. I am super happy to have you here today. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you, your friends, and your frenemies. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that Lotus with Shade Ignites is hot on the box. I'm going to encourage you, grab your notebook and grab your pen, because I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers. It's time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Woo! Ho, 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 ho. Welcome to the show, and come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room around my table for you. That's right. It doesn't matter where you're coming in from. You could be coming in from Nigeria, Africa. You could be coming from Burundi. You could be coming from Australia. You could be coming from China, Japan, anywhere on the planet. You are in the right place at the right time. That's what I said. So come on in and get in where you fit in. And look, I'm looking around because I got my notepad and pen, because it's time to win, because note takers are money makers. Yes, they are. And note takers are change makers. Y'all know I gotta turn my nose down. I don't want y'all to get my secret sauce, But anyway, listen, I've got some great guests with me tonight. We are just sharing with the world how to there it is. How to celebrating heritage every day. No matter where you come from, it's really important to know who you are in order to get to where you're trying to go. So thank you for coming to the Lotus Shade Ignite Show, because tonight we are igniting and taking flight in every area of the global life. That's what I said. So I've got some magnanimous, amazing, creative, brilliant, excellent guests coming on the show tonight. And I'm going to move my mic and do what I like, so you can see my friend James right there, because he is dynamite. And of course, I've got the wonderful Rachel Labors and Miss V Keys. That's right. Y'all saw me on the keys earlier, right? So what can I say? I got the keys with me tonight, because she's going to come and do what she like on the show. That's right. Because she likes this song. You can have whatever you like. Oh, you can have whatever you like. Oh, now, y'all know I don't always do a whole lot of Saturday shows, but I had to do this one. Because it is unequivocal that we must celebrate our heritage every day, and not just celebrate it in the month of February or whatever month that people say we should celebrate our heritage. If you agree with me, go ahead and put a number 2 in the chat. Now, like I say, when you come on in and get in where you fit in. Like, share, start a watch party. Like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody that Lotus Shade is hot on the box with her friend and her topic tonight. Now, listen, we got some secret sauce for you tonight. We have got an NFL superstar coming in to talk to you. He's an NFL superstar that turned motivational speaker celebrity, and he's going to come and give us some golden nuggets tonight. But let me tell y'all something. My guests don't know this. I got some secret sauce of my own. I got somebody backstage that they don't even know I got backstage. So if you want to know, I got to move my hair over for this one. If y'all want to know the secret sauce, y'all put in number 3 so y'all will know with me. But you can't tell my celebrities backstage. Okay, now that y'all got the secret sauce. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say, when you come in and get in where you fit in, please let me know where you're coming in from, because I already see people rolling up in here. I see Camille Robb, Miss Fabulous Camille Robb coming in. Camille, you know how to come in the house. Let us know where you coming in from, because when we come back and we start the show, we're going to be on the go, and we want you to be in the know. So we want to let people know where you coming in from. Okay. And so look, all of y'all know I always have a little something to sip on. Now, I'm not sipping on no scissor, but I am sipping on something really, really nice to help benefit my body. So many of y'all say, well, Lolo, we want to know what's in your cup. I'll tell you what's in my cup if you tell me what's in yours. Go ahead and get your cup. If you don't have your Ignites cup, what you waiting for? Go on over to my Teespring and help me out. Ooh, it's some good stuff. This right here will make your toes curl. Y'all know when what's his name? My main man talked about his mother's sweet potato pie. I want to see if one of my show guests know. Talked about his mother's sweet potato pie that made his toes curl. Well, this tea will make your toes curl. This is dandelion root tea, and it's very healthy for you. So now I've shared what's in my cup. You can tell me what's in your cup. Go ahead and put it in the chat and do all that, because look, when I go, I'm coming right back to start the show with my friends that is going to talk about celebrating your heritage, not yesterday, last month, last week, but every day. So if you can say that with me, every day, we coming back to help you help yourself ignite and take flight and celebrate your heritage in your life every day. Be right back. Oh, shuts down. Hey, and welcome back to the Lush Shade Night Show. I am super happy to have you here today. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you, your friends, and your frenemies. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that Lush Shade Nights is hot on the box. I'm going to encourage you, grab your notebook and grab your pen, because I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers. Note takers are money makers, baby. Come on in and get in where you fit in. Like a Lush Shade Night Show. Ignite and take flight, baby. With the best, just mess with me, baby. Hey, yeah. Rachel Labus in the
Hello,
house.
Everybody. I am Rachel Wright Labus, and I'm coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. I am a budding entrepreneur. I am a lover of life. I am a seeker of truth, and my legacy is the nonprofit that I started for women here. And I am a truth seeker. And if you're a seeker of truth as well, then join us. Lotus Richey will ignite your mind.
I told you she's bringing a fire already.
I just want to invite you to the Lotus Richey Show.
Rachel Labus, baby.
Be blessed.
Rachel Labus, baby. Rachel Labus, baby. Rachel Labus, baby. Woo! Only here at Lotus Richey Ignite. Go ahead and tell your friends to come on in. It's time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Awesome, awesome, and I'm super happy. I want you all to welcome my guest, your friend, your guest. Time to get it in, Mrs. Rachel Labus. Woo woo!
Woo
Hey!
Wow! Every day.
Every day.
Thank you, Lotus, for having me on. I'm so blessed to be here. I am so blessed to be here. So this is one thing that you said that I want to just emphasize, because it's so important, that every day, we need to be proud. We need to be proud. Where we're going, what we've accomplished, and who we're going to lift up on our way, right? So thank you for having me.
Well, you know, I'm super duper happy to have you here. And not only did you come to tell us to be inspired every day, you brought some of your tribe with you.
Yes.
You brought this sensational, awesome, amazing young man Emphasis on young, because I'm telling you, he got the power.
Yes.
You brought Mr. James Hill with you.
Yes.
And he is here in his own right. And I'm going to bring him on because I know he's going to be dynamite. He's going to come on. He's going to tell us a little bit about who he is, what he does. And then we're going to get right and tight. Mr. James Hill, we need you to come on out and do what you do. Come on, y'all. Let's give him some energy. Woo, woo!
What's up? What's going on? Hey, Lotus, hey, thank you for having me on. Hey, Rachel, thank you for inviting me as well. Thank you, honey.
Yes.
Yeah, James Hill, I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I put together an internet radio station. It's wbxt.org, and it's worldwide. So please feel free to tune in. I got something for you. It's different. I deal with the X factors. It's unlike what you've heard before. So please tune in. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Yeah.
You know he a radio man. He was like, yeah. You heard that voice change? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, look, y'all. You know I'm bringing the fire tonight because not only do I have two guests, I have another guest, and she is backstage in front of her screen, and she is ready to go. I want y'all to welcome with me my girl V Keys. Welcome her to the platform. Let's give her some energy. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You for inviting me. Like I said, I am a POC Air Day.
Air Day.
And so I believe that we have to celebrate our uniqueness every day. So
every day.
I'm going to help you guys get to those tips.
All right. Fantastic. So listen, normally, folks, y'all know I start off the show and I ask people what inspired them to come to the show. But today I'm asking something different. What inspired them to come to the show and talk about this topic that we're having? Because this topic is not an easy topic for some people. So I got some secret sauce. I got somebody backstage. So while y'all telling everybody what inspired you to come and talk about this topic, because today our topic is celebrating your heritage every day. Every day. Every day. Got it? Okay, so while we're talking about what inspired us to come and talk about this topic, I'm going to put my friend in the hot seat. Rachel, what inspired you to come to the show today to talk about this topic?
Yes. So, that's something that for me personally, let me tell you a little bit about my walk. There's so many things that we get caught up in life, the things that culture throws at us, the things that we have to deal with as we're growing up. And something I came into my own probably about 5 or 6 years ago, where I started learning more about our history and realized a lot of things about, our royalty, our royal history, where we've come from as far as inventions and contributions to the community of, science and inventions. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And there's something that budded in me, something that started to bud in me, that pride. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with any other culture, but our particular culture. So last month, I'm seeing all these posts and social media about, who did what, da da da. And I started thinking, why we only do this once a month? Like, who told us we only had to celebrate once a month, right?
Yes.
So I decided that, I'm just going to roll with this every day. This is something that we need to be educated every single day, because we're the ones that need to be uplifted. So that's what inspired me.
Well, now, the gentleman is going to have his say. James?
Well, I mean, just piggybacking on what Rachel said, I mean, why should we allow someone to tell us when we should celebrate who we are,
Yeah.
So when Rachel brought that to me, I'm like, I would love to do that. We can do that because I'm about it daily already anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a beautiful fit. So thank you, Rachel, for inviting me in on this because, hey, we can do this. We can do this every day.
Every day. So, Miss V, what will it be?
Now, I'm in alignment with everyone else's answers. And for me, basically, I would say about 8 years ago, I was inspired by Dr. Umar Johnson and some of those other very consciously awakened brothers who put together like a 5-part documentary on the history of Africans and Blacks in America. And it was talking about pre-slavery and how all the dates were wrong. And so the history was pretty mixed up. I have children that are also mixed cultures. So what was important for me is, even though they're adult children, I wanted them to be able to celebrate their uniqueness, embrace their African heritage or their Native American heritage, and just to be able to leave a legacy and build by celebrating every day, our day. If we acknowledge every day what we do, things, I think that that's going to be a stepping stone for building and rebuilding our culture and getting back to our strength. So that was my motivation. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So with that being said, I got to step backstage, and I have to bring one of my secret sauces to the stage before our other brother come in, because Mr. JJ is going to be in soon, and I want to make sure that we have room for him to come on. And so, Miss Labors, I'm going backstage. Just let us know when our brother comes, because we got a brother Taylor here as well. But my secret sauce is coming to the stage. Are you with us? Are you with us?
Alien.
So I got a brother backstage called the Minister of Information. And some of y'all may know him. Okay. And so if you know him, then you know that he is, in fact, the Minister of Information. So now, do you know Brother Taylor? Do you know Brother Taylor? Do you know him? Any of y'all know him?
No, I can't say that I do.
You can't say that you do?
Yeah.
So, Brother Taylor.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Wait a minute.
I'm doing great.
Hold on.
You don't know my name?
Turn your phone sideways. Get the man stay with us. Turn your phone sideways.
With me. Hey, I'm
Oh my goodness. No, you didn't, man. No, you didn't.
Hey,
What's
man,
up, man? Oh, yeah, I know this brother. What are you talking about? I know this brother.
Yeah, just a little bit, right?
So,
How you guys doing?
so Brother Taylor, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Oh my goodness.
I am the pastor of Grace New Covenant Church. And Brother James and I, we attend the same fellowship, and he's one of my soldiers of fortune.
I have some secret sauce. I have some secret sauce. So can you share with us, why is it important to be on shows like this as we focus on celebrating our heritage every day? Why is it so critical?
I will say this for the record. The airwaves are controlled, and they're manipulated and they're formatted. So there is great liberty in transmitting via the web and the access that you have to people across the world. And in this age of globalization, it's time for us to connect to like-minded people, not based on skin color, but based on ideology and based on harmony. And there's so many things in this world that is polarizing us, but yet there are so many things that bind us together. Yes. So this venue you have is wonderful. And I decided to drop in after Brother Jimmy kept sending me hits, and I was just backstage, and you pulled the curtain out. And so now we know who the Oz is.
That's right. That's right. So I want to go a bit deeper. We're going to go a bit deeper, and we're going to go right to this. We're celebrating our heritage today, but we're also bringing to light some folks that average people don't look at and celebrate. And so each of our guests today have someone that they want to celebrate. And so with that being said, we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about the folks that they want to celebrate. Okay. And look, I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to go straight to my friend, okay, that talked to me about this amazing young lady that's doing her thing on the airwaves. And so I'm going right here, right now, to show you this about success talks. Because one of the things that we know is that all of us globally can be successful. But our emphasis right now are people with melanin in their skin. It doesn't matter if you are mixed culture or what have you. That doesn't matter. Our focus is you. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to share this with you, and then I'm going to ask my friend Rachel to talk about why this particular person is who she wanted to highlight.
Now I need applause, like major applause, like major. No, I need to hear you really loud. Yes, because you do know the louder you can be, the more successful you become. You do know that. So I don't know what happened when we grew up and they were like, shh, 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 shh. But that does not work for me. Living, caring, giving, sharing. Boy, oh boy, I love to work with the daring. A magic million? Can you imagine such? Of course you can. We've got the touch. I'm small in stature only, but I'm heavy in belief. I'm leading by example, so you can count on me as I flash this $1 million smile. The world will know it's all worthwhile because I'm banking on the magic, banking on success, banking on some people who simply want the best.
So we're going to stop that right there. This is Dr. Gloria Mayfield Banks. And so we want to know from your perspective, Rachel, what made you choose her?
Dr. Banks is a lion. She's a lioness. There's something about her message that just drew me in. Her history and the way she came up, she always had the courage to move forward. She's one of the few women that has a Harvard degree that I personally know, that's spotlighted. So I kind of did some research on her, and the more I read about her, the more she pulls me in. So it's the courage that really drew me to her, because she gives me, I got goosebumps when you played that, right? I get goosebumps every time she gets on stage or she's in an interview. She's just always amped up, and she's always willing to share her knowledge and to share that courage to stand up and believe in yourself and to be. One thing she said, and I've left my notes in the kitchen, but one thing she said that it takes, you're either going to live in the land of lacking or the land of abundance. Mm-hmm. And that's something that really stuck with me, because she's showing me, and through my own experience, that we have a choice. Mm-hmm. We have a choice which land we're going to choose. So yes, that's something that I think as our heritage is just one really good thing that we need to incorporate in our daily mindset, is that I have a choice. I have a choice. Nobody's going to dictate how successful I'm going to be or where I'm going with my life. So that's why I chose her.
Wow. That you saying something. You're saying something. So I want to get a perspective from each of you very quickly, because our secret sauce is backstage. It's backstage. So very quickly, what resonated with each of you that Miss Banks said? What resonated with you? Let's go right to Brother Taylor. We can't hear you. Please turn on your mic. Let me see if I can help you. I got you. No, I don't. Go ahead and try to unmute yourself. Having a little difficulty unmuting yourself? All right, we're gonna go right up to Brother James. We're gonna go right up to Brother James. And Brother Taylor, don't worry about it. I'm gonna try to unmute your mic. What resonated with you?
What resonated with me was her belief in herself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was engaged in what she knew to be true about herself, and she was saying that, with passion. That's what resonated with me.
I like that because a lot of people, we are taught to we are not taught to believe in ourselves. In my book, I talk about the fact that we are like Silence of the Lambs. When all these things happen to us, we are told children are to be seen and not heard. And see, then we grow up with those philosophies and we embed those things in our lives, which is not good. So I'm going right to you, Miss V. What resonated with you?
Well, like James was saying, she just was overflowing with confidence. But she did say something that made me chuckle, and I wrote it down. She said something, because people always tell me I'm loud. Well, okay, I got a strong voice. I get it. But she said the louder you are, the more success you can achieve, which was something that I'd never heard all in one big voice. So that was really surprising for me, and I loved hearing. Super confident. I loved her confidence. Everything she said just exuded confidence.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so we're trying to get Brother Taylor to bring his mic up. He's having a little challenge, but that's okay. It's no problem. We always have challenges, and that's a part of life. So I want to ask you, James, who was your person that you felt was super important that you wanted to highlight, and how did they make an impact on you?
Well, for me, I mean, when Rachel brought the idea to me, she actually picked the perfect person for me. And Rachel does that when it comes to me. I mean, it's like she just has this sixth sense about her where she knows things without me telling her. And that's what I like, working with her. That's why she's definitely my favorite business partner, because I don't have to worry about telling her stuff. She'll tell me and it connects. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. And to date, she's been right all the time. I mean, I've never not done what she requested because she's always been on point. So when she said, James, I have someone for you. I said, well, okay, who? She said, JJ Burton. I said,
she said, oh. She said what?
She said JJ Burton. And I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't really know who he was. I didn't remember him, and then she told me who he was. Mm-hmm. So I did a little research and I'm like, oh my goodness, she was right again.
Well, I want to ask you a question. JJ Burton, I think I heard of this man before. I think he was like this NFL player and he was like a main superstar. Let me ask you something. Is it this JJ Burton?
No excuse in your head. Stop.
Yes.
You need to get now you stand up defensive end, much like Jared Thomas on the other side. The third goes deep, has a man open, and it is complete. Here goes.
That's the one, baby. Oh, yeah. That's the one, baby. That's the one. Sure is. That's the one, baby.
Woo!
That's the one. That's the one I'm talking about, baby. That's the one, baby. That's the one. That's the one, baby. And when I did my research on him, oh my goodness. I mean, he just resonated in my spirit like you would not believe. I tell you. I mean, so did you want me to speak on it? I mean,
well, I just want to say it resonates with me too. So if you want to take a couple of seconds, because I see you already hyped.
Well, I'm ready to tell what he's done for me. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us what he's done for you.
Well, what was most impressive about JJ Burton was that he was not speaking from theory or book. It wasn't about book knowledge. It was his actual real story. He lived it. Okay. He was drafted to the Cleveland Browns. And even though he was drafted to the Cleveland Browns, nothing happened that first year. And then the second year, he was traded to the Dallas Cowboys. And nothing happened the second year. And then a year later, he was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. And it was kind of crazy because the heat was on for him. He was newly married and he was down to $250. He hadn't been signed yet. And it was kind of tight for him, you know, and he was not even expected to really make the team. But his new coach saw something in him. Oh boy, his new coach saw something in him. And he was not normal, you know, because for an NFL athlete, because he was small, he was short, although he was very fast, according to the NFL standards, he was just too small, you know. Yeah. But what the NFL didn't know is that JJ was destined to revolutionize the wide receiver position in the NFL. JJ Burton paved the way for other smaller athletes to finally be considered and given an opportunity. And now he's able to share his story with the entire world. You know, many of us can benefit from JJ's story because, you know, we all want to be contributors in the world, but it's impossible for all of us to conform to the status quo or the accepted norms. So we struggle sometimes to succeed while trying to make a difference, you know, not fitting that profile. So our enemy is that non-believer. JJ was totally aware of his talents and gifts, and he believed in himself, and it eventually paid off. So sometimes the only believer that's required for our success is that man or woman that's in the mirror, that you, that me.
Yes. But listen, I know that we have got some folks out there that's ready to see this video. Okay, because I got this is a little bit of my secret sauce. I wanted to show y'all this video because y'all need to see it. So I want to say hi to our guests because you know we gotta take care of our people. So Camille, Rob, let us know where you coming in from. Angela from DC, good to see you. Everybody's putting in their threes and their twos. They want some secret sauce. See, there you go, secret sauce. Dorothy May Ross, let us know where you coming in from. James Wright, Margaret Fournier, we love you, the Colonel. She's got her own show called The Colonel. And of course, we've got people from all over Chi-Town, Japan, everybody coming in, Burundi, Nigeria, Africa. Good to see you, Dr. Florence from Burundi, Africa. We got Hillary Gooden from Chi-Town. Man, we have Kim Jacobs from the Kim Jacobs Show. Y'all know she worked so many years with one of my mentors. Oh my God, Kim Jacobs, you got to come through and do what you do. Oh my God, Jerry Scott, good to see you. Good to see you. Look, it's so many people chiming in. I can't get it all, but I want you to get in where you fit in. And look, if you're ready to hear from this quick video from JJ Burton, put a number. No, don't put no numbers in. Just put some L in. Give me some love. Give me some love for JJ Burton, because what he about to share. See, I got to say this. What he about to share resonated with me. He said, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? He wasn't doing it because he was new to it. He was doing it because he's true to it. So let me show you how true to it this man is. I'm going to give you this short clip because this is going to be our commercial. Okay, this is our commercial right now. Check this out.
Because that's your driving force. That's the thing that's going to get you through the good days and those bad days when you have those wall-kicking moments. Because here's the point. When the why is strong enough, the process to get there is not a challenge. You'll do whatever it takes because the motivation is so strong. I can remember times when I was playing in a game, and I was a wide receiver. My job was to catch the football. And there were times when they call X crackback. That's when I got to block the linebacker. And I'd look down and I'd see 260 pounds Junior Seau, one of the best to ever play, 100 pounds bigger than me.
Hello? Hello? Hey, y'all, I'm so sorry. This don't normally happen, but it might be my mama, so I got to pick this phone up. Hello? Hello? Yeah. I'm on a broadcast. Yes. Hold on, y'all. I got to go get the door, y'all. I can't believe Yeah, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Let me go get the door. Let me just go get the door. Okay, I'm coming now to get the door. I'm coming to get the door. I got guests. Yeah. AJ, I'm coming.
What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing?
You guys got me back here smiling. You got me back here blushing and everything. You guys are too kind.
What's up, man?
Well, I gotta say, Mr. Burton, I am so happy that you're here. And really, this has been the dream of Miss Rachel. Rachel dreamed the dream, and nothing is impossible because she said, I'm just going to step out on faith. I'm going to ask them. And let me tell you, you're amazing because you picked up and you heard the call. So we're just happy to have you here. As you know, today we are talking about celebrating our heritage every day. So now that you're here, we know that you are a phenomenon on the field. We already know that. Please don't tackle me. But we also know that you are a phenomenon on the stage, and you are gracing the Lotus Richey Ignite stage today. So what we're going to do is put you front and center so that you can introduce yourself and please share with people why it is so important to celebrate our heritage every day.
Well, first, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for Lotus for having me on the show. Rachel, thanks for reaching out. It's funny because I was telling her my schedule's pretty crazy, but the timing of you reaching out and just the way you presented yourself, I said, let me get back to her. So it's a privilege and just have the opportunity to share. So for those who don't know about me, I'll give you the quick story. So I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been married to my college sweetheart, Raina, 31 years. We have 8 children, 3 biological children, and 5 adopted nieces and nephews. So needless to say, there's a lot going on in the Burton household, but as you already showed, and I'm more known for my athletic career. I played 9 years in the NFL, and as the gentleman, what's your name? I love how you threw that little. What's your name?
James
Hill, man. James Hill.
I love how James gave you that intro because the thing about my career, okay, I played in the NFL, but the thing that I'm most proud of is that I played at 5'10", 157 pounds. There has not been an NFL player that has played longer than me in the last 30 years that weighed under 160 pounds.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Yeah.
So I try to take that and build belief into other people, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're pursuing. You can get it done. It's just you got to do this, and that. So that's what I'm passionate about, Lotus, is trying to help people understand what it takes to achieve the goals in your life, what it takes to perform at a high level, and what it takes to stay performing at a high level. That's what's really driving me today. But initially, I got to tell you, the why has really been about the family, because I took in my 5 nieces and nephews like back in 2007. And my wife and I were, had this family of 5. We got the 3 children. Everything's going great. And then I get this call from my nephews in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I thought, well, let me go check on them. I fly out there the next day. And 24 hours later after that, I'm at a courthouse standing before the judge. And the judge says, Mr. Burton, we're going to take your 5 nieces and nephews and place them in 5 separate foster homes. You're the next of kin. What do you want to do? I understand this. I just went to check on them. I wasn't expecting all this. But I did what any smart husband would do. I was like, Judge, let me call my wife first. All right? I got an amazing wife because it took her 5 minutes. Yes. Let's take them all in. So when I talk about my why, what's driving me from day to day, it's family. It's providing for all of them to create opportunities for them. Because I grew up in Northeast Portland, the rough part of Northeast Portland, and we struggled growing up, and that was what was driving me. I wanted I wanted to get out of the hood. I wanted to create, future opportunities for myself and my family. So that's what drove me up into the NFL. And then when the NFL came, everything changed. And so, now it's about how many lives can I serve? How many lives can I help? How many lives can I impact? And that's what I'm really all about today.
Yes.
And so thank you so much for saying that. And so I want to ask all of our viewers, because we have all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds from all over the world. And this is a question that you really just gave me, JJ. How many lives can you serve?
Yes.
Answer that. How many lives, viewers, can you serve? And I always tell people to think outside of the stratosphere.
Yes.
Because when we start doing like this, and I share this with people, we've been taught to think outside of the box. And when we think outside of the box, we're thinking right here. And then if we're lucky enough to think further than that, we might land right here. But I share with people, start thinking outside of the stratosphere. Love your heritage. Love what you do. And see, these things are going all over the place, because what I say is when we start thinking about that, about ourselves, about our lives, about our family, there's almost nothing that we cannot do. So how many lives can you serve? JJ put all of y'all in the hot seat. I usually put them in the hot seat, JJ. But thank you for coming on and putting them in the hot seat. Yes. As we move forward, I know, V, you've been sitting there. You've been so sweet. You've been so nice. Go ahead, put JJ in the hot seat.
Well, you want me to put in the hot seat?
Put JJ in the hot seat.
Let's see. That big question. I do like football understanding, but JJ, how did you go from NFL playing to doing other business building? What was your interest, and what made you try to invest in other ways?
Yeah, that's a good question. And it's a popular question because, like you said, how did you go from here to there? So first, let me say this, and I always like to remind everyone, because everyone has this image or this feeling that professional NFL players, everybody's financially set when their career is over. That's not the case. There's a small number of guys that are making the crazy dollars. Right. The rest of us, we got to have a plan B. We have to transition. And as much as I love the game, at some point, you become a burned out, pushed out former athlete who needs to be able to transition.
Yes.
And as I started recognizing around year 7 or 8, this is business and I need to take care of myself. I started developing different relationships because my goal was I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to own my own companies. I wanted to be the boss, so to speak. And so when I retired, I had connected with a bunch of doctors and I got involved with some medical companies. I had small investments in 2 medical companies and 1 fitness equipment company in Atlanta. And I ran these companies for about 10 years. But I love working with people, but I was getting overworked, stressed out, underpaid, traveling a lot. And I'm like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Where's the time and the freedom and where's the, the unlimited income? And so I started looking at different professions, and somebody 14 years ago introduced me to network marketing, direct sales. And I had heard different things about it, but I did my due diligence. I started researching the industry. I wanted to know more about the industry. I started researching the companies and so forth. And then I just said, let me give it a try. Let me give it a try. It was 2 years of just messing around. I wasn't serious.
Wow.
And I kind of came in with a little ego too. I was like, I got this. This is easy. But about year 2, I realized that, if I'm going to do this, I need to make the commitment to this profession like I did as a professional athlete.
Yes.
When I did that, that's when everything changed. 13 years later, here I am. I sold my companies. I'm full-time. This is what I do, along with the speaking too. Because Lotus, you said something that was really important to me, because I love the profession because I get to impact a lot of lives.
Yes.
Speaking also allows me to impact so many other lives too. So both of the professions together gives me the opportunity to serve as many people as I can. I want to at least give them the formula, give them the strategy. Now, they got to respond and do the work, you know. I want to give them the opportunity to understand what it takes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I have a question. I get a question. So, JJ, what was the biggest challenge for you in your process of getting in? So you said like your first 2 years, it was like you're just playing around. What was it? Your ego? Well, what was it that was challenging for you?
It was the ego. It really was. And you have to understand that when you're a professional athlete, you're like the best in the world at your job. There's only 1,696 men that are on active NFL teams during the season. 1,696, you know, so it's hard to make it and let alone even harder to stay there.
Yes.
But, you know, so you achieve a level of success. And then when I transitioned, I was like, shoot, I just did the most difficult career for 9 years. I can do anything else.
Thank you. Yes.
So when I came into this profession, Rachel, I was like, okay, you do this, I got this. I was like, I got this.
Yes.
But I went to that, you know, you come out swinging, you come out excited, and you start growing, and then you start hitting that plateau, that learning curve kicks in. And that's when I realized that, okay, and I'll tell you what, I went to my business partner. I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. This is just not working out for me. And he did the smartest thing because he said, you know what? If you got to do something else, hey, take care of your family. I got that. But he said, I tell you what, if you decide to stay in this business, I will do whatever it takes for you to be successful. But you got to promise me one thing. I said, what? He said, you got to be more coachable. You're not very coachable. I tell you to go left, you go right. I tell you go up, you go down. He says, if you be coachable, you'll take this thing to another level. And I was like, you know what? Let me look in the mirror, because in the NFL, we were constantly evaluated. We had to watch film. We had to constantly self-coach and evaluate ourselves. And I thought, why aren't I doing this in this profession? So I started doing that and started listening and following him. And then everything took off from there. So that was my struggle, Rachel. It was the ego thing. But once I got over that and started to understand this is a business, you become a student of the industry. It's an endurance race. It takes time. You roll up your sleeves, you go to work every day, and the results will take care of themselves.
Awesome. And let me jump in for just a second. JJ, thank you for that, because one of the other things that was really impressive to me about you was your ability to reinvent yourself, because I was in the Marine Corps for 7.5 years. So I went through that same transition, because, you know, being trained to be a Marine is not an easy task, you know, so that residue of being a Marine, I carried with me when I came out, and I was functioning like I was still a Marine, but I'm now a civilian. And the respect that I gained while I was in the Corps, it didn't matter when I became a civilian. And then I was taught that civilians were scum. So I had a major disrespect for civilian people, you know, so it took a while for me to really transition out and become a civilian, learning and being coached on how to be a civilian, because I was no longer a Marine.
And let me say this. I'm a Navy woman. And so the Marines are our brothers, and they will be on our ships. So I know what you mean, James. I identify with what you're saying. That's why I bust out laughing, because we're institutionalized to a degree.
Yes.
And we have to reassess where we really are cognitively and what message we're sending out. So James, I'm happy you said that, because that's the truth. That's transparency. I love it. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. I have some secret sauce backstage, Mr. JJ. And our brother, the Minister of Information, is going to come on, introduce himself. And then he's going to put you in a hot seat. And then we're going to go right to V and find out what person she wants to celebrate and why. And then we're going to kick the ball or throw the ball around a little bit and talk about that. So folks, just we're gonna be right back. So hold on tight, because this show with JJ Burton is dynamite. We'll be right back. Oh shucks, Miss Labus has done it. Rachel Labus has done it.
Hello, everybody. I am Rachel Wright Labus, and I'm coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. I am a budding entrepreneur. I am a lover of life. I am a seeker of truth, and my legacy is the nonprofit that I started for women here. And I am a truth seeker. And if you're a seeker of truth as well, then join us. Lotus Richey will ignite your mind.
She's here. This is JJ
So,
Burden.
I just want to invite you to the Lotus Richey Show.
Get ignited.
Be blessed.
It's that time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Only here at the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. We've got a phenomenal guest today. That's right. All my guests, thebomb.com. Like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody. Awesome.
I love that music.
Awesome. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I love that music.
Oh, thank you. So we are back and we are bringing in our guest, King, the Minister of Information. Let's give him some energy, y'all. Come on, y'all know how I do it. Woo, woo!
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Divine.
Oh, wait a minute.
Y'all know I got to bring the secret sauce.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, he is definitely.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
You got me twice. Notice you got me twice. Oh, my goodness.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Y'all can hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Slight echo, though.
Slight echo. Okay, let me mute my TV here. I've got that better?
Much better. Thank you very much.
Poetry in motion. Thank you so much for the P for feedback. Divine peace and love to the kings and queens. I would just like to just say I'm humbled and just blessed to be among such great minds and such powerful people who have experienced so many things that empower us now in this time. Prophesied that we would arise from a valley of dry bones and take on sinew and become a mighty army for the liberation of our people back into the abundance that is the norm for us. And you know, they call me the Minister of Information because I'm one of those guys who you know, I took the red pill, and I took the red pill. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
spotlighted you, brother. I spotlighted you.
Okay. I took the red pill, folks, and you know, I worked out my own salvation with prayer and trembling. And you might see the books in the background, and I've loaned so many that, you know, I can't remember. But the reality is, folks, it's time that we tell the whole truth. And the truth about our people is something that has often been very misinterpreted and mistold, because, as they say, until the lion tells the story, the hunter will always be glorified. Is that right?
Yeah.
You know, and so they always want to start us with slavery, you know, and they want to take us from a position of servitude, when the reality is that this is only their desire for us and our people to continue in that situation. But the reality is that in the time of truth, 2020 is a time where all truth will be brought to light. And I was trying to zoom this in, but here, I don't know if you can see, that's a picture of Mansa Musa. Y'all heard of Mansa Musa?
Yes.
No.
Mansa Musa was the wealthiest man that lived. I mean, he made Bill Gates look absolutely broke. Okay, y'all know who Bill Gates was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Mansa Musa was a Kushite kingdom, and you know, we've been taught to think that Kush was just a tiny place. But folks, the entire continent of Africa was called Ethiopia or Kush. And our brothers and sisters on the other side that were called Kish, those people were one of the two Kushes. So ancient Kush was so wealthy and so rich in gold that literally the word cash comes from the word Kush. Did you know that?
I did not.
I am telling you that cash, the word cash, is named after some black folk. That part. Okay. Don't believe me. Look it up. Okay. Because y'all done got me hyped here. Y'all done got me a little bit hyped here tonight. All right. But we all have heard about Nubia and how Nubia was the land rich in gold, correct?
Yes.
Well, Mansa Musa, he traveled not just from West Africa, the area of his dominion, but he traveled all across Africa. And folks, Africa, did you know you can fit all of America, Asia, China, and Europe inside of Africa? Did you know that? All of it. All of that fits inside of the African continent, but we don't know that because the maps have been changed. The maps have been changed and the history books have been altered so that we reflect on an image that is not true. And because what we meditate on is what we bring into being, we now are not producing the proper results. So it's important that we do as the good book says and return to the beginning of a thing. So here we see another picture of Mansa Musa, and he traveled from Timbuktu in West Africa, which was one of the world's first universities. And he traveled along his route to ancient Kemet and went further on into Mecca. And he gave away so much money that he crashed every economy where he gave away some of his abundance. I'm talking about This brother knew the meaning of paying it forward. Do you hear me? He knew what paying it forward was about. Can you feel me?
Yes.
Wow.
He shared. He had so much abundance that what he shared with his brothers and sisters broke the economy all across ancient Africa, the original Holy Land. So folks, I don't want to take too much time, but I want to share something that to many people is considered a top secret thing, but we have to deal with the truth, folks. Do you want the truth or do you just want a smoke screen?
Truth. I want the red pill.
Okay, does everybody want the truth now? Only one said truth now. Some of y'all want the blue pill. We'll give you a moment to exit the screencast.
Hey, I gotta tell you,
Ruth and the light. So if you're coming with, has to come to.
Yeah, I gotta tell you.
But go on, brother, bring it.
Yeah, wait. I gotta tell you this. The Minister of Information and I had this talk, and I was looking right here, and as you see this picture down here, right there, that's him.
Yeah,
that's him. And so I was looking at that, and I couldn't even say nothing back to you, Minister, because I was dumbfounded. My mouth was hanging open while all of y'all were responding. So go ahead, my brother. Please go ahead.
Well, give thanks. Anyone, we want everybody to stay on the line, but what we're going to share is not so top secret. You don't have to have a secret handshake or anything like that. But the reality is, folks, the coronavirus will bankrupt more people than it kills. We are under overt economic warfare. And if that's new to you, all right, let me give you a reality check. If everything was falling apart until that stimulus check just came, you just got put on welfare. Did you hear me? You on welfare. And a year ago you was looking down on them folk on Section 8. So I'm not trying to make it too hard for you, but if we're going to be honest and if we're going to reemerge into the abundance to where we have currency named after our ancient African kingship, which was birthed from African queenship, by the way, we're going to have to start with a foundation of truth. All right. And right now, folks, we got to deal with the reality of the situation. And the reality of the situation is that slavery wasn't nothing more than a thing called leverage. And this is a tiny picture. OK, so I'm going to bring it up to something a little larger and bring this concept of leverage all the way home.
Share your screen if you can. Share your screen because we can't see it. Because listen, folks, if y'all just tuning in, we're talking about celebrating our heritage every day. And the Minister of Information is sharing a couple of quick tips to just help you raise your awareness. Raise your awareness. We have the remarkable Miss Rachel Labus with us if you just coming in. We have Mr. James Hill with us if you just coming in. Okay. If you just coming in, you on the top of something amazing. Miss V Keys is here. And this is what we're talking about. And guess who else is here? The person that continued to recreate himself even when doors seem to be closed. He made his own door.
That's
Mr.
right.
JJ Burden. And that's why it's so essential to celebrate your heritage every day. It doesn't matter who you love, where you come from. Your heritage is important, and you've got to know it. And you've got to leverage what the Most High has given you. You've got to leverage it and not allow other people just to leverage it. Because JJ, I think I heard you say, I wanted something that was mine, that I could call my own, that I could call the shots. And so before we go, I'm going right back to you, JJ. And then I'm going back to you, the Minister of Information. But before I go there, I have to go one other place because I got to bring this up because this is something that Miss V shared with us that's important. And I really believe that who she wanted to talk about is important. So Miss V, I'm a pass the mic to you. I want you to tell us in your heart who you felt was the person that you wanted to honor today, because what we're talking about is celebrating our heritage every day. So can you tell the folks who you wanted to celebrate and why? And she may be, can you hear us, V?
So the person that I can hear you, but let me know if you're able to hear me, just a head nod or something. So it was David Immonite, and he's definitely someone I never heard of. I'd never heard of him, but it was suggested by Rachel, and I'm glad she suggested that because I would have probably picked someone completely known. And he actually has an interesting story. I believe his father is from Africa, and he was a professional player, golfer. So young David grew up around a lot of practicing, and his father spent hours practicing. He began to play golf at a young age, and then he himself learned so much discipline from being, practicing the golf that it affected and impacted his life in a really great way. As he got older in his 20s, he decided to try to build a network marketing, and he wasn't very successful. He said he tried several different companies and he could only go so far. But he realized that really network marketing was not going to be where he was going to make his millions. But he learned a lot, and he took the information and the things that he learned and the skill set that he learned into his new company that he developed. But this little clip here helped me understand goal setting. And as far as we are as celebrating our heritage every day, we really do need to set goals, and there's a lot of different types. So go ahead and let that run.
Meet here, super excited. We're about to go through the IML blueprint, where I'm actually going to take you through the entire journey of what you need to get done to actually become a Chairman 10 here with iMarkets Live. I'm super pumped up to share this information with you. Everything you need to know to actually get it done is going to be shared right now over here with the blueprint. So see you guys over there. I know Christopher Terry is pumped up about what's happening right now in this company. I know Isis Dilatori is even more excited. Obviously, executive vice.
Say again. Say that again.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a little bit of clip right before that, but it's okay because I'll just highlight what he said. He was talking about goal setting and that he sets goals, and there's a lot of different types. He said he sets daily goals. He said he sets weekly goals. He said he sets monthly goals. He sets quarterly goals, like every 3 months, half-year goals, 6 months, a 12-year goal, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and 20-year goals. So this was something that really opened my mind to think outside the box way further than my my year down the line goal or 2 year down the line goal. It really helped me resonate with my business and to know that that is something that we can do. Now, goal setting, there's many different type of goals, and people don't think that goals apply to our everyday life, but it really does.
Yes.
Even if you say, like, I'm going to go to the grocery store this week, that is a type of goal, even though it may not be significant. So they said there's 3 types of goals. There's the process, the performance, and outcome-based type of goals. And then there's some serious steps that you can take. He highlighted taking 5 steps to be specific about your goal, have a clear, well-aligned goal. You want to have a measurable goal, number 2, including the dates and the amounts of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. You want to have an attainable goal. It must be something possible for you to attain. The goal should be relevant. It should really be aligned with what your desire is or what you're working towards. Number 5 is time bound. You do have to achieve it within a certain amount of time. So, this is thinking about business, but we can apply this to our family lives. We can apply this to our cultural, our heritage lives. Yes. I made a goal this year to try to attend the African American Film Festival. I made a goal during the Black History Month to post at least one different fact about Black history on my Facebook page. Just, hey, did you know? Information was just random to just start to really stepping into our embracing our past and our present. But we do have to keep our minds focused, very focused on the positive side of life, because we as a colored people, we always see and we say. And so what I've learned with my metaphysical studies is that you have to say what you don't see. The other thing that David Oneidi said was, he said, know your purpose and find what your real purpose is in life. And I love him because it's a faith-based platform that he's created that's going to be off in April. And it's going to be a place for you to go in and track your goals. It's a free platform. He could have charged any amount of money for that because it would have been priceless. But you can go in, post your goals in there, give yourself deadline dates, and track it. It's like an app on your phone, and there's going to be a whole community. He calls it Believe Nation, BelieveNation.com. So I thought that would be good because that's just another way to just help track yourself and what you want to do. And if it's reach out to a family member, I decided to call at least 1 or 2 family members every week just to say, hey, I love you. I'm thinking about you. We had good times together. Hope you're doing well. Be blessed. Just little things like that. That's how little ways you create. And although when we do it together, it makes greater impact over the world together. It has to start with each one of us. And we have to envision the knowledge, information. Like you were saying, we do have to come together. Stop believing the lie and start valuing what we have to offer, because we built this world with our bare hands.
Thank you. That was good.
Yes.
Thank you, Vita.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Hey, Lotus, what? We can't hear you, Lotus. Where are you?
Okay, so Rachel, you're in the hot seat now. I'm gonna say we're gonna come back because we're a little past the hour, and we want to focus on everybody's time. We want to be respectful of everybody's time. So what I'm gonna do,
I know JJ has to leave.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, And we're going to go right to Mr. JJ for his final words of wisdom that he can share with everybody. And then once we're going to do that, we're going to go back to a quick commercial, and then we're going to come back with our final words of wisdom. And the Minister of Information is going to talk about leveraging. Okay, so we're going to take this quick break, and then we're going to come right back. Okay, so y'all hang on tight. And folks, for those of you that's viewing, go ahead and give Mr. JJ some love. Give some love. Give James some love. Give V some love. Give the minister some love. And definitely give me some love, because I need some love. What?
Mad love.
Yeah,
So,
baby.
We're going to be right back. Hold on tight. There we go. Thanks for watching the show, and go ahead and check me out on all social media. Remember to like, share, and start a watch party, and run and tell somebody to go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any powerful information so you ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Click on the link now. Welcome to the show, JJ. Here you go.
Hey.
All right. So we're going right to Mr. JJ Burden for his final words of wisdom. The stage is yours.
Oh, I appreciate it. And again, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share. It's nice. I love to hear from everybody because everybody's perspective is powerful. So here, I'm going to just give you a couple of steps. This is kind of the recipe for success that I use. And whether it's your business goals, your personal goals, your family goals, whatever it is, this is what's always worked for me. First, I say mindset. No matter what you're pursuing, no matter what you're doing, you got to have your mindset right. If you don't have your mind in the right place, you're going to fail no matter what. So it's first, get the mindset right. And remember, a positive mindset separates the best from the rest. That's why I love, Lotus, that you said about being positive. Or actually, that might have been Vicky, I think it was. Yeah, that might have been, yeah. So the next one is why. We talked about that. Understand your why. What's the motivation for what you're doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Just because, or I don't know, is only going to take you so far. Because when life gets hard, it's easy to quit if you don't have a strong why. Understand that. Next is you got to have a game plan. No matter what the goal is, as was just shared, whether it's small, medium, or large, there's always got to be some kind of strategy, some kind of system you're going to follow that you're going to trust. Because when there's a true commitment to a goal, there's a game plan written down somewhere. Next is accountability partners. You got to have a mentor. You got to have a coach. You got to have an accountability partner. I don't care what you're pursuing. And think about some of the greatest athletes in the world, from Michael Jordan to Tiger Woods, Serena Williams. What do they all have in common? They all have coaches. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Next is, this is one of my coaches used to say back in the day. He'd say, blah, 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 do the work. You got to do the work. No time for excuses. Nobody's going to give it to you. There's no time for a pity party. You got to be willing to put in the work. Because if you want it bad enough, you're willing to make that commitment. Someone once told me, Lotus, that you made it to the NFL because of your genetics. And I told them, genetics don't cause you to wake up at 5 a.m. Genetics don't cause you to run all those extra routes, to study all your plays, to stay disciplined. It's all about your heart and your mind and how bad you really want it. The last thing is this, is life is going to throw what I call FASCO. FASCO is an acronym I made up. It means failures, adversities, setbacks, challenges, and obstacles. It's part of life. It's going to happen. You have to have the willingness to be able to say, okay, why did this happen to me? 2, what can I learn from it? And how can I turn it into an opportunity? No matter what it is that comes your way, those are the 3 questions I always ask myself, because I want to take FASCO and turn it into an opportunity. How can I use this to help me take my life, my family, my performance to another level? So those are the kind of the quick recommendation that I give people, that no matter what you're pursuing, and when you hit that goal, when you cross that finish line, when you achieve what you want, you celebrate the moment, but you stay hungry. You got to stay hungry. because complacency can be a dangerous weapon if you become too complacent. You know, you could be winning, but complacency can cause you to lose. So those are just the quick tips I would give you and anyone that's listening, and you apply that in any aspect of your life, because that's what I've done as a former athlete, as an entrepreneur, as a father, as a husband, as a community person. That's the recipe I follow for success.
Thank you.
What's up?
Thank you.
Now look, JJ, we know you gotta hit the road. Yeah. We know you got other commitments, but we got so much love in the house for you from all over the world: Burundi, Africa, Nigeria, Africa, California, Chi-Town, just all over the place. Just coming in. Show hosts from all over the place. They love what you're saying, and we appreciate you for being here. So with no further ado, I want to thank you and thank Rachel too, because Rachel stepped out on faith and said hello.
Yes.
Would you please come
also,
and be on
let's not forget.
show?
Let's not forget he's an author, and I bought your book today,
right.
man.
I can't hear.
I need to get with you too, man. I need to get with you,
man.
man. Yeah, that's the one I bought, man. Yes.
So JJ, I want you to put in the chat.
Repeating? I can't hear.
In the chat, I need you to put the book title.
Yes.
Put the book title, because when people come on my show, I show their books. I show their products. I show their service, because I'm not giving it up for my heritage if I don't take the time to promote you. So when you get a minute, put it in the chat. And James, go ahead and send it to me in Messenger so I can bring it up. So with that being said, what's the name of your book, JJ?
It's called When Opportunity Knocks, 8 Surefire Ways to Take Advantage. And it's really all about seizing your opportunities in life.
Yes.
And the mindset everybody has to have, and I'll just finish with this. We talk about opportunities. We're talking about goals. We're talking about desires. We're talking about what's important to you. There's a saying out there that says that when opportunity knocks, you answer the door. That's not what I'm talking about. When opportunity knocks, you don't answer the door. You rip the door off the hinges and you make opportunity stay. That's a way of saying you go get it, you own it, you do whatever it takes.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah. Woo! So listen, where can we get that book from?
Online, I just ordered it today. I got it online on Amazon.com, baby.
Right.
Yeah, but if you want the signature, you go to jjburden.com.
Okay, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get that one too. I'm going to jjburden.com. I'm gonna make that order today too.
I want that signature, and I want it to say,
yes,
to the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. This is the book, folks. Go ahead and get it. Go to JJ's page. When Opportunity Knocks, 8 Surefire Ways to Take Advantage. What? To take advantage. So you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Well, JJ, we appreciate you, and we're about to jump to a commercial. Make sure you stay in touch, because we definitely want to have you right back here on the Lotus Richey Ignite.
I'm gonna get with you,
and
my
you
brother.
can put somebody else in the hot seat.
I appreciate you all. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep changing lives out there.
All right.
All right, JJ.
Take care.
All right. Whoop, whoop.
I don't hear any sound.
It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you've come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professional can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start boxing today. All right. I love it. So listen, folks, we are just having a great time. I am super happy and excited that we have had the wonderful JJ Burden here, and a special thank you to Mr. Burden for spending some of his time there or here with us. Thank you. So I hear you, V. You said you can't hear, but we can hear you.
Yeah, we
can hear you loud and clear. You coming through. So we can hear you loud and clear. You coming through. So we're gonna go right to Miss Labus for her final words of wisdom. And I want to thank each and every one of you for sticking with us on the broadcast, because it's been amazing. It's really been amazing. So Miss Labus.
Thank you, love. I'm so happy that you had us. This is a wonderful show. I was able to hear, like he said, just different perspectives. So just from a woman who's had my challenges and my obstacles and my upheavals, I can say honestly today that I'm so grateful to be able to step forward so I can leave a legacy. Via had mentioned earlier about purpose, operating in our purpose. And until I get to the other side, until I get that courage and that strength to get to the other side, I can't operate in my purpose. So success does stem from that strength, that being filled, and you guys have filled me tonight. I do want to say one thing. I want to leave you with this. I have learned, because for so many years I let people drink out of my cup, but I have learned recently that you can only drink out of my saucer. Nobody can drink out of my cup, because I have to stay filled. And I want that to be passed on to my children and my grandchildren, is never let anybody drink from your cup. Let the spirit overflow into the saucer and then pay it forward. So thank you, Lotus.
You're welcome, Rachel. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so James, you've been remarkable. Wow, you just kicked the show off with like no other. V just kicked the show off like no other. And V, it's time to hear you. Please unmute your mic. I know you couldn't hear us, but we can hear you. So if you can't unmute your mic, because it won't let me unmute your mic, if you have to, look, we don't stop. We don't give up, because we want your final words of wisdom. If you have to go out and come back in, go out and come back in, and we're going to spin the ball right to James for him to, oh, wait, go ahead, V.
Go ahead, speak. Oh, she can't hear us.
It looked like she froze.
Nah, she not froze. Look at that smile. I'm going to send her a message.
If you're talking to me, I cannot hear you. There is no sound from my device.
Okay.
I see that you unmuted my mic.
I'm so
no
sorry.
sound.
She's not reading the
comments. Can you hear us? You can hear me?
Yes.
If I would say words of wisdom, if this is my chance to say, I would just say this: tune into your family, teach history, teach what you want to teach to your children, teach them the history, take time and set goals. Get your family's history, get your family picture legacy, do things together as a group, as a family, make goals to live your best life. You can have the things you want in life. I like that song, You Can Have Whatever You Like, because it's a reminder we really can. Only we stop ourselves from progressing. And what I liked with David Emote, he said the same. Rebuild yourself. You have to think outside the box, recreate yourself if necessary, and start to live the life of your purpose. Find your purpose in life and live it. Take action. The last part of the goal setting strategy is action. You have to make something happen. It doesn't happen just talking about it. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Wow. You put it down quick, fast, and in a hurry. For you, she couldn't hear us, y'all, but give it up for me in the house. Give it up for Rachel in the house. Y'all, ladies, y'all putting it down. So, look, James, me personally, I would not want to have to follow that, because she brought the noise. But I think, James, you are in the hot seat. Please give your final words of wisdom.
Well, nothing great can happen without struggle and adversity. Mind you, I didn't say good, I said great. Nothing great can happen without struggle and adversity. So, we are all contributors in the world, and unfortunately, very few of us choose to really be overcomers. And, you know, I'm saddened to say that most people sell themselves out by ending their struggle and now choosing to conform to the status quo and the accepted reality, while never becoming what was initially intended by our Creator. So I want to personally challenge all of us to become what we were created to be, and most importantly, really, really gain an interest in doing so, while believing in that person in the mirror.
That's wonderful. Thank you, James. I love that.
Woo, it's getting hot in here. So don't take your clothes off, but you know what we mean, y'all. James just dropped the mic. Thank you, James. So you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. It's about to get even hotter in here because King, the Minister of Information, is going to tell us as we close out his final words of wisdom on leveraging. Because we talked about leveraging and why we need to make sure that we leverage our heritage. Okay. This show tonight, if you just coming on, you missed the fire show. We have talked about celebrating your heritage every day. And now you heard it from so many different facets, and we brought it all together for you. And so before we go, I wouldn't want to follow what Rachel said, what V said, or what James said. So I'm just about to put the king, the Minister of Information, in the hot seat for his final words of wisdom and tell us a little bit about leverage.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
sir.
Okay, great. Can you see the Minister of Information screen? Can you share that one?
Yes, I can share that.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm so grateful to have been here, and I just want to talk really quickly about the power of leverage. They always want us to start with slavery, right? And ultimately, it's important.
Speaking to your mic. I'm sorry, speaking to your mic because you're going in and out, and we cannot stand to miss any of this that you're about to say.
Okay, y'all got me now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. As I spoke of earlier, we often talk about, or how in Black History Month, they talk about what's slavery. And ultimately, slavery, folks, was leverage. Slavery was us being leveraged to build the empire of someone else. Okay, and it's also very important to understand that we cannot underestimate the power of what we did, because ultimately 250 years is longer than half of the time this entire country has existed. So for 250 years, we were leveraged to what? Work for free and build this economy with the backs of our ancestors. And so it's important that we understand how this smoke and shells game has continued right up to this very day, because oftentimes, folks, our salvation is based right in the foundation of our problem. And folks, right now, if you work hard, all right, let's just take that stimulus check that you just got, and let's say you kept 400 of it, and you run and you put $1,000 in the bank. We're going to deal with what leverage is and how it's affecting us right now. And folks, so if you look up here in the upper left-hand corner, you will see if you took that $1,000 out of your stimulus and you take it to a bank, all right, they're going to hold 100 of it, that's 10%, and they're going to loan 900 of it out, okay? And folks, when they give you a loan, they don't just put it in your hand. That loan is what? Another deposit. And it's the deposit that gets multiplied by 10 in this leverage scam. Yes, a pyramid scheme that is used against us, and it's called fractional reserve banking. All right. So
King, hold on, King, because you spitting fire, but your voice is going in and out. We have got to hear this. We've got to hear what you're saying. These words of wisdom we need. Go ahead.
Can you hear me better now?
A little better, a little better. Stay close.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna stay right there.
Very good.
All right. So we again, we're looking in the upper left-hand corner. You took $1,000 of that stimulus check and you put it in the bank. The bank is going to loan out $900 of that. They're going to keep only $100. And at this point, there's $1,900 that's put into the system. Okay. The bank only has 100. That $900 that they loan out, they're going to give to someone else as a deposit. And believe it or not, folks, that deposit is going to get loaned out again at a rate of what? 90%. So $810 of that is going to go right back out into circulation, leveraged to infinity in this system. So let's follow the line. We got $810 here. Okay. At this point, there's $2,710 in circulation in the system, but the bank only has $190, folks. That's over 10 times of what is on deposit. All right. It's created out of thin air. And you may have worked 2 weeks of hard time to get that $1,000. Folks, this is the power of leverage that is used against us still in a system within, not just Black folk are slaves now. Everybody who trades time for money is a slave to this financial system. And there's no way you could possibly compete with it, trading time for money. It doesn't matter how much money you make. So let's follow the process again. This $810 that they loan out, they don't ever give it to you. They make it a deposit again so they can leverage it to infinity. All right. So 810 is what is loaned out. They keep $81 and they loan out $729. And at the end, there's $3,439 in the lower left right hand corner. The bank only has $271. This is leverage used against us. If you understand this, you should understand that the only possible way to get out of a system where we are being leveraged against is to leverage the power of the internet that we have at our fingertips and completely flip the game. Folks, this is extremely important because we play into a system of leverage by default. And so what it means here, let's just take that same example of which our money is multiplied by 10 instantly, even if we work for a whole week to get it. We can actually take and duplicate that process by lining ourselves up. See, folks, now the currency of the day is not fiat currency. It is information. It is traffic. And we can leverage what we have, our buying power, into an empire. So, folks, we are short on time. We're very short on time, but I wanted to just take a moment and we will come back and talk more about this. But we have to no longer be networked, and not have our network affected. I want to just give one more tiny example, Facebook. And I did share this on Facebook, okay? But folks, Facebook is network marketing. When I shared this post, let's say 100 people shared that. When I shared it, those people are on my second level. Yes, Facebook is network marketing. And if 50 of those people share my post, then that they will be on the third level. And folks, do you know that Facebook knows which hand you use when you use the bathroom? Facebook knows everything about you and leverages that information into a marketing system that is network marketing that pays Mark Zuckerberg in real time. So the question of the day is, will we, as a people who have been leveraged to the nth degree, to infinity, learn now how to finally take leverage, and we can just leverage our way out of this system? We're going to share this kind of information in the future, and we're going to show how without any money, with just your ability to perform simple tasks, we can create wealth out of thin air and leverage our way into freedom. These are the only two ways wealth is created. I was on a webinar with a man who spoke about investing in cryptocurrencies, and he opened it with this statement, and I will close with this statement. Here's what he said. If you were not born with wealth, if you were not born a millionaire, there are only two ways you can acquire wealth. The first way is leverage. That means using your wealth, your talent, information, skills, or lining our people up in a proper system within which we can what? grow that or leverage that into some form of wealth. And the second method is compounding. We have to be able to what? Live inside of our means. That's the second secret to wealth. Wealth is not making so much money and spending all left. Wealth is making so much money and saving plenty of it because we live within our means. So we must use leverage and we must use compounding because these are the only principles that can compete against a system in which we are leveraged, and that which we create in the process of being leveraged compounds and compounds and compounds and compounds ad infinitum.
Thank you.
Yeah. So listen.
Just a little food for thought, family. And I know I go hard, but I want to say this really quickly, folks. We have the possibility. We have all of the potential. Those who do not look like us didn't invent anything but the patent office. There is nothing that we cannot do, and this is our time. This is our time. I don't know if I can share a video. I do have a 3-minute video on the power of networking. I don't know if I can share it. Perhaps we'll share it next time. But I just want to thank those here. I want to thank the ancestors and folks. That's not spookism. Both of my parents have transcended, and the ancestors, the veneration of ancestors. That's just mama and daddy love. So don't you love your mama? Well, I do. And so for those who created me, I say, I say. Thank you.
Let's give it up. So listen, it's been a long show tonight, and we already have people saying, oh man, he will have to come back, missed too much. Yes, hit the replay, and we will bring him back. And so I'm going to play this as we go out. I want to thank each and every one of my guests tonight with special emphasis on this lady right here because she stepped out on faith and she did what some people thought was impossible. And all that was is to speak it into existence. So, of course, I got to celebrate this man right here, because he too stepped out on faith and did the darn thing. And Miss V, even though you couldn't hear us sometimes, you did your thing and you dropped the mic.
Last 30 minutes, so I'm not sure what to ask a question of, but thank you guys for letting me be on the show. I appreciate that. And I'm sure whatever he shared was quite informative. Thank you. You can share with me later.
Yeah. I love it. And you know you heard from the Minister of Information. I got to say thank you to each and every one here. And like my friend said, pooh. So until we meet again, just
and Lotus, very quickly, I want to thank you for not changing the time. I want to thank you for not changing the time.
That's an inside thing, y'all. Yes. You know you very welcome. You know you very welcome. So, we love you, Rachel. We appreciate you, Miss V. We love you. We appreciate you, Mr. James, and our brother King, the Minister of Information, and all of you that stuck with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And even the dog, too, is barking because it's been a fire show. So with that, all I can say is thank you so much. We'll check you out on Monday with more news you could use with my co-host, the remarkable, Miss Hillary Gooden. And now I got to go and let you know what my company, Lotus Richey Ignites, do as I say good night to all of you. Have a great night, and Ashe.
Ashe, baby.
It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professional professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professional can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start boxing today.